Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to part 2 of service booking app from the scratch with the help of Flutter. So on this video, we are going to cover stunning user interface, service categories, appointment, scheduling and many more. So do not forget to hit that like button and let's keep the like aim of 500 likes on this video. I know you will definitely do that. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos we upload on this channel. Now let's get started. But before we move forward, I want to introduce you with app crafting. So if you are looking for an app for your business, school, etc., now don't look further because we are going to make your budget friendly app from the scratch for both Android and iOS. You can contact us with our email or Instagram ID and get your first app with app crafting. Now let's move to the app. So after getting a lots of requests for adding the backend to the service provider app, so here is the complete series that I have planned to make the service provider app from the scratch, where we'll add the Firebase as a backend and we are also going to use the authentication in this service provider app. This is the second part. You can consider the first part that we have already made on this channel, where I made the UI of this home page and you can say this a service detail page. So this is the two screens and the bottom navigation bar we have already made in the UI of the service provider app, or you can see the first part of the service provider app. If you haven't followed that, I will paste the link in the description box so you can follow that first video and can directly move to this second video. Now in this second part, I am going to first make the UI of our login page, then I will tell you how to connect the app with your Firebase and how to use a mail authentication in this Flutter app. So this is the first thing that I'm going to do today. So here we'll move to the pages folder and here you can see that we have already created a 6 dart file already, the pages folder in the last video. You can follow that last video too. Now let's move to the pages folder and we'll create a new file name which will be simply login.dart. Now in this package, I will simply first import the material.dart and we'll write a stateful widget name which will be simply login. So I'll write a stateful widget name which will simply login. Now I will write a scaffold, now a body, container, child, column, and a children. Now here first I'm going to pass the background color to this login screen. So let me add the background color. So we'll write background color, we'll use a color, and here I'm going to use the customized color code. So let me find that color. Yeah, so this is the color code that I'm going to use in the app as a background color for our login screen. Now let's move to the main.dart file and I will call simply a login screen so that I can show you what all code I'm writing here. So this is the background color. Now here you can see that in the signing.png I'm going to use this image as our login screen. So we'll move to the login.dart again. We'll use image.asset and we'll simply write our folder name which is images and we'll simply write signin.png, something like this. signin.png. Yeah, so this is the image that I'm going to use for this screen. Now after this I will show the email and the password. Now to show that I will simply use a text field. So we'll write a text field, not over here in the column widget. Yeah, so we'll write a text field which will be a email. So we'll write a decoration, input decoration, border. In the border will be there. We'll pass a hint text which will be like an email. So we'll write email. So this is the text field. Now we need to pass some padding to this text field. So we'll wrap up with a padding first and we'll write edge inside dot only from the left, which will be 10.0. I think so 10 30 will be good, I think so, yeah. And the from the right, which will be 20.0, something like this, or let's keep it 30. Now we can do one thing. We can simply pass a color to this text. So we'll use a hint style over here. So we'll write hint style, text style. Now the color, which will be simply colors dot black, and we'll pass 38, or let's keep up to 54. Yeah, and we'll increase the font size. So we'll write font size 20.0. So here you can see the email text, or let's do up to 23. It's up to your choice, like how much font size you want to give. And let's do up 40. Yeah, now let's pass the spacing from the top. So we'll use a size box height, which will be 30.0. Yeah, so first one is email. Now second I'm going to use is the password. So we'll copy this padding and the text fill again. We'll paste it over here, and we'll simply rename the text from email to password. And now I will simply use a size box, which will be height 30.0, something like this. So first one is email, second is password, something like this. Now a forgot password text we are going to show over here. So here, when the user will tap to this forgot password text, they will redirect to a forgot password screen, from where they can simply reset or change their password. Now I'll use a text field over here, and I will simply pass forgot password. So we'll write forgot password or something like this. We'll pass question mark. We'll pass the style, which will be completely text style. The color will pass colors dot black, and the font size, which will be 20.0, and font weight will be bold, or you can pass pop-ins also. So we'll simply pass font family, I think so. We haven't passed a fonts, so don't need to worry. We'll simply pass a font weight. So we'll pass a font weight dot bold. So here you can see the text name, forgot password. Let's keep it W500. Yeah, now here I need to pass a size box, which will be the height 20.0. Now I want to move the text something over here. So I will do one thing. I will wrap up with a row widget, and will simply pass main axis alignment dot end, and it will directly move to the right side. Now I need to provide some padding. So we'll write edge insert dot only from the right, which will be simply 30.0. Yeah, something like this. Let's keep it up to 40. Yeah, now it's look good. Now after this, I will show one text name signing, and here one icon, so that the once the user enter the email and the password, they can simply click to that icon and can directly move in the app. Now to create this, I will simply do one thing. Just below this, I will simply write a text again. So I will copy this text widget, will paste it or something over here, and here I will rename the text widget to sign in. So we'll write sign in. Yeah, so here you can see the text. Now we'll use a row widget over here, and there will be one more thing, which is a cross axis alignment dot start. So the text will move over here. Yeah, so it's already moved, but do not need to worry. Now we need to pass a font size up to 30. Yeah, or let's keep it up to 32. And now we'll wrap up with a padding again, and here we'll write dot only from the left, which will be 30.0, and from the right, which will be 13.0. 30, not 20. Yeah. Now in this row widget, as I've told you that I want to show the icon. So like when the user wrote this email and the password, they can simply tap to that icon. Now here I will simply create a container. Now in the child, I will copy the, not copy, I will write an icon, and will write icons dot, and it is a forward arrow. So we'll write forward arrow. I think so. Right, arrow forward outline. Yeah, so this is the icon we are going to use, and the color will be simply colors dot white. Now after this, I'm going to use a customized color code to this container. So let me find that customized color code because I don't remind that color code. So there are lots of color code. So how I can remind that color code? So I'll copy that color code and will simply paste it over here. So this is the color code that I'm going to use. Now here you can see the arrow button. Yeah, now after this, let's provide the size box. So I will give a space from the top, which will be size box height 40.0. Yeah, or let's keep 60. Now we'll pass a main and we'll give a maximum space between these two widgets. So we'll write main axis alignment dot space between. Now after this, I will simply pass the padding to this container. So we'll write padding edge insert dot all and we'll pass 5, or let's keep it up to 8, and we'll increase the size of the icon too. So we'll write 30.0, or yeah, now we'll pass a border radius which will be simply border radius dot circular 30. Now let's pass some more padding over here. So let's pass 12 first, or let's pass 15. Yeah, it's look cool. If you want, you can give a material widget to this container. So I mean the elevation. So we'll write material and the elevation, which will be 5.0. Now copy this border radius and we'll simply paste it in the material widget too. Yeah, so this is the elevation that I was talking about. Now if you want, you can give a size of this icon up to 36, and we need to keep it like up to 60, and this also 60. Yeah, so here it is. Now it's look good, and now the user can simply enter the email and the password and can simply click to this arrow icon and can directly move in the app. So here this is the just a UI of our login page. So I will, as I've told you in the starting of this video, that I'm going to add the Firebase for the backend. So do not need to worry, I'm going to add the backend. Now after, let's move to the pages folder and we'll create a new file which will be a signup page dot dart. So we'll write signup dot dart and we'll simply first import the package by using material dot dart, and we'll write a stateful widget name which will be simply signup. Yeah, now after this, I need to simply pass a scaffold, a body, a container, a child, and a column. Now the image that we have used in the login screen, that's same image. I have not a same image that's in the login screen. As you can see that it has wrote welcome back, but in the sign up page we can't write welcome back. We can suggest the user to create an account. So here I have used the image name. I think so I have wrote an image name login rather than sign up. So do not need to worry. You can rename this folder name. I will use as it is. I have wrote over here. So here you can see that this image that I'm going to use. Now here I will simply use image.asset. Now I will simply write images and will write a folder name which is login.png. Login.png. Yeah, so let's call this page so that I can show you what all code I'm writing here. So we'll simply call this page signup.dart, and here it is. Now we need to also pass the background color. So I will move to the login page again and we'll copy this background color code and we'll move to the sign up page and we'll paste it over here. Something like this. Now it's completely look like there is a screen with a same color. Now after this, I need a 3 text field over here, because in the login screen the user will allow the user to enter email and the password, but in the create account page I also need a username. So here I will move to the login page back again and writing the code again and again. I will simply copy this text field code and will simply paste it in the column widget, something like this. And here you can see a password. Now we need to pass a size box, not over here, something over here. We'll pass a size box so that I can give some spacing, which will be simply 30.0. Now we need to rename the text to name. Yeah, and we'll copy the size box again and the text field code, and we'll paste it over here, and we'll simply rename to email. And the third one will be password, so we'll paste it over here and we'll simply write password, something like this. So this is the three text field that I'm going to use. Now here we don't need a forget password, because the forgot password is something that the user need in the login page once they have created an account. But on this page, the user is creating an account, so we don't need a forgot password text. So here after this, I need to do one thing. I will simply write like sign up and the icon. Now let's move to the login page again, and here I will copy this size box and the row widget, and will simply paste it in the sign up page, something like this. Yeah, so here it is. Now we can pass a size box up to 40. We don't need that much spacing, because there is the one main thing that we have didn't executed till now to navigate into the login and sign up page. So if you have followed my old videos like a barber app, or you can say a food delivery app, or we have already made e-commerce apps, so there are lots of login page that we have used in the different apps. So this is my, I think so, 12 or 13 app that I'm making on this channel. So you can follow that videos, because by following that videos you get to know how to make a login page with a different design, because each time I'm trying to make a login page and the sign up page with a different design. So you can also get to know how to use a designs, UI designs in the app, and how to make your app really attractive, and how the login and sign up page function. So here I need to pass a text like, if the user have an account, like already have an account, they can simply move to the signing page. So this will help the user to directly navigate to the signing page. And here in the signing page, I will write that don't have an account, sign up. Yeah. So here I will simply rename this text first to sign up, and here I need to change the color, and will simply paste this color over here. So this is the color I'm using. Now after this, as I've told you, now I will use a row widget again. Now the reason for writing a row widget here again is because, not over here, outside this row widget, something over here. Yeah. So the reason for writing a row widget is because first I'm going to show the simple text like don't have an account, question mark, and the text name sign in. So don't have an account will be in the lighter text, and the sign in text will be in the bolder form, so that the user can know that while tapping to this signing text, I can simply move to the signing page. Now here, that's why I use a row widget. Now there is the two case. You can also use a rich text over here whenever you want to create a sentence with a mixture of two or more colors, or if you want to show the a sentence in which are two text in the bolder form and one in the lighter form, you can use a rich text. But as I want to make this app completely for the beginners, I'm not using a rich text. I'm trying to go with a simple way, which is a row widget. Now here I will simply copy this text again, and will paste it something over here, and will simply rename the text to, which will be already have an account, then the user can simply sign in. Now here I will remove this sign in text, and let's pass up to 16, and yeah, W500 is okay. Now we'll simply pass main axis alignment dot center, something like this. Now we can pass a size box, and we can pass the spacing, which will be size box height 30.0. Now we'll copy this text widget again, we'll paste it over here, and we'll simply rename the text to sign in. And now, as I've told you, I will simply show the text in the bold form, and here I will increase the font size up to 18. Using the row widget also, you can simply in a single sentence like show the two text or a part of sentence in the bold and the lighter form. So already have an account is in the lighter form, and this is the same sentence. So the signing we have shown in the bolder form. Now after this, I will do one thing. I will wrap up with a gesture detector and will simply navigate the user to the signing page. So we'll write navigator dot push, navigator dot push, and we'll write material page root. Now the context, and we'll simply push the user to the signing page. I think so the page name was login. Yeah. Now we'll do same for the in the signing page. So we'll copy this row widget, we'll move to the our login page again, and here just after the padding we'll paste this over here, and we'll simply write don't have an account, and we'll navigate the user to the sign up page, and we'll rename the text to sign up. Now I will show you how this navigation will work. So for an example, if the user thought that they have already have an account, so let's move to the signing page. So they will simply tap over here and they will move back to the signing page. And here they have thought that they need to create an account. They are the new user of this app. They can directly tap to the sign up page and they will navigate to the sign up screen. So here we have created the UI for our login and sign up page. So let me know how you like this UI in the comment box, and do not forget to hit that like button because I'm trying my best, because this is not easy work to find this unique UI for the each different apps. We need to do lots of research to find the UI and provide it to you. So do not forget to hit that like button and show your support by hitting that subscribe button, and let's be a part of this Flutter family. I have noticed that while 80% of you haven't subscribed that subscribe button. So it's totally free. Please show your support by hitting that red button, which is a subscribe button. So I'm thinking that you have pressed that subscribe button. Now let's move forward, and now we are going to connect a Firebase with a Flutter app for both Android and iOS. So I'm going to show how to connect the Firebase for both Android and iOS. So now let's move to the Firebase, and here we'll move to the Firebase, and now you can see that this is a firebase.google.com website, and you can directly move over here. So this is your first app, then you can simply write firebase.google.com and you can directly move to this website. And if you have made already like 5 to 6 apps through my channel, then it's nothing new for you. Now here we'll write a project name. So I will simply write a project name which is service provider. Now I'll click to this continue button, and we'll click to this continue button again, and we'll use default account for Firebase, and we'll click on create project button. So as you can see, Firebase is preparing our project, and so they are telling us to please wait. So we'll wait for a few seconds. So here we move to the Firebase, and here you can see that you can simply connect iOS app, Android, and the web app with the Firebase. So first I'm going to connect the iOS app, then I'll tell you how to connect the Android app. So let's move to the iOS, and here you can see that we need an Apple bundle ID. So to get this Apple bundle ID, we need to move to the Xcode. So let's navigate to the Xcode, and here I will simply open the Xcode from here. So we have successfully opened the Xcode. Now move to the runner, and in the runner, signing and capabilities. Now it's loading. Yeah, now copy this bundle identifier, and we need to simply paste it over here. Now click on register app. Now download this Google service-info.plist file. Now, and we'll simply paste it below the info. Click on finish, and here it is done. So this is the short process of connecting a Firebase for the iOS device. Now here we'll click on next, 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 continue to the console. So we have successfully connected the iOS app. Now if you are using a Mac just like me, so here you can move to the runner info.plist, not info.plist, in the runner. Oh, so we can't see a pod file now because we haven't added any packages in the perspec.yaml file. So do not need to worry if you can't see that pod file, and we need to add the packages first, then you can see the pod file. So let's move to the Android app, and now I'll teach you how to connect a Android app for the Windows users. Now here we'll move to the add app, and here we'll move to the Android. Now here you can see the Android package name. Now let's find this Android package name. We'll move to the Android, and here Android app build.gradle, and in the build.gradle I will simply copy this application ID from here and will simply paste it over here. Now click on register app and wait for a few seconds. So here it is done. Now download that google-services.json file and we'll simply paste the file in Android app folder. Yeah. After this, let's move to the next. Now here we need to add some plugin. So we'll copy this and we'll move to the build.gradle again, not Android build.gradle. And here we'll simply paste the file and we just need to rename this. So here I will copy this class path, something like this. We'll paste it over here and something like this, and we just need to edit this code. So let's move this. Yeah, and just provide the colon over here. So this is how we need to pass this in the class path. After this, let's move to this plugin, and here we need to copy this plugin. We'll move to the build.gradle again and we'll simply paste it over here. So we'll do something like this, option shift down, we'll paste it over. We'll paste it over here and we'll simply call this like this. Yeah. After this, now copy this implementation dependency and we'll simply paste it over here, and the second one, if you simply paste it over here. Now click on next, continue to the console. Now here we have connected the iOS and Android app with the Firebase. Now after this, if you are facing the error to run the app in your Android device, then I will suggest you to please follow that Barber app where we have tried to connect the Firebase with a real Android device and have shown you what all problem you can face if you are using the old version of Flutter. Now there will be a problem like the Kotlin version or like any dependency version, and you need to change that accordingly. So if you face that error, you can simply follow that Barber app. We have connected the Firebase. Now let's move to the Firebase because we need to enable some of the authentication. So here it is a pubdev. I will tell you how to add the packages from the pubdev, but let's move to the Firebase first and we'll move to the build folder. And here you can see that we need to move to the authentication because we are going to add a login and sign up page in our Flutter app. So we need a mail authentication. Now click on get started button and just wait for a few seconds. Now we'll type to the email and password, and here we'll simply enable it and click on save. So here we have successfully email and password has been enabled. Yeah. Now after this, let's move to the Firestore database. Now the reason for we are using a Firestore database because once the user authenticate in the app by using the sign up page, we need to upload their name, email and I think so their unique user ID in the Firestore database, so that we can simply track the user that they do on this service provider app. Now click on create button again. So I'm starting the production mode, because if you want to use this app for the future purpose, you can simply start in the production mode and rather than a text mode. Now, so here it is done. Now let's move to the rules section and simply change the rules from false to true. Now do not skip this process, otherwise you can't upload the data to the cloud Firestore. Now simply publish this and here it is done. So you can see that there is some alarm message showing that your security rules will be get affected. So do not need to worry, no security rules will be get affected, because we are already using the authentication in the Flutter app. Now after this, let's move to the perf dev, and here we need to copy some packages. So first one will be like a Firebase core. Now the use of Firebase core is something like Firebase core package will help us to connect our Firebase with our Flutter app, and it can simply communicate with the Firebase that we are going to use in our app. Now we'll simply paste this folder below this dependencies. Now simply run this. Now if you face any of the version error while pasting this, now simply do one thing, just remove this version and rerun this again. So it will automatically take a version according to the Flutter version you are using. So you can see that exit code is 0 and it has simply run this package over here. Now I'll move to the our second package, which is Cloud Firestore. So Cloud Firestore will help us to upload the data in the Firestore database. Now copy this again, paste it over here, remove this version. Now the third package will be a Firebase auth. So you can know that it simply wrote auth, which means authentication. So we'll move to the installing, copy this package again, we'll paste it over here, remove this version. So Firebase code done, Cloud Firestore done, Firebase auth done. Now I think so here we need a random string. The random string will help us to create a unique ID for the each users that we are going to show in the Firestore database. And here I'm going to use first this 4 package. Now when we are going to upload the image and all of the service provider, then we are going to use some packages like image picker and the Firebase storage. So now let's move, and here we need to write a main command in main.dart file, which is async widgets flutter binding dot ensure initialized, and will pass await Firebase dot initialize app, something like this. Now just write this 2 line, otherwise it will simply throw the error like Firebase is not connected with a Flutter app. Now as I told to the iOS users or Mac users, like you need to move to the pod file. So now you can see the pod file, because as I've told you, we need to add the packages to see the pod file. And here we need to simply change the iOS version to 13. After this, let's move to our main thing, which is a sign up page. And now we are going to connect the authentication for this page. Now let's move, and first I need to write a text editing controller to handle the text in this name, email and the password text field. So I will simply write a text editing controller and the name controller, which will be a new text editing controller, something like this. So first one is name, the second one will be what? The email. So we'll write email, and the last one or third one will be a password. So this is the three text field that I have, not a text field, a text field controller we have created. Now after this, we need to create some string which will be name and the email and the password. Now the reason for creating this string is because as I want to store this text like the user enter like Shivam over here, then we can simply store that name in this string and can simply use that to authenticate or upload the data in the Firestore database. Now let's move and we'll write a registration function which will be called when the user will press to this forward arrow in the create account, or you can say a sign up page. Now here I will simply write a registration and we'll write a function name which is simply registration. Now we'll write async. Now we'll write if the password entered by the user on this text field. So we'll write password.text should not be equals to space. It means that this password should not be empty. I mean this text field should not be empty. And also we need to check that the mail controller.text, email controller.text. So the email text field also should not be empty, and will pass the same case for the name controller.text. Yeah, so here it is. Now after this I will do one thing. I will simply pass a try catch. Now the try catch is something that will help you to like catch an error if you are running the sign up page. So for an example, if there will be case like the user enter their weak password over here, then through the catch we can simply catch that the password entered by the user is weak, and we can simply pass that the weak password entered by the user. Now if the user use the email that they have already used before on this app, then through the catch will again catch the error that the email that they have entered is already in use. Now to handle this case, I will pass a try catch. Now in the try, I will simply write a try over here. Now after this, I will write a user credential, and will write a user credential equals to await, and will pass a Firebase auth. So as we are using authentication through the Firebase, that's why use a Firebase dot instance dot create user with email and password. And here we are going to use that two strings that we have just wrote above. So we'll pass a null check. After this, once the user have successfully signed up with their email and the password, we need to upload their data to the Firestore database so that we can track the user like what all services they are booking in the app. Now we need to pass a string, the ID, and here we need to pass a random alphanumeric 10. Now the reason for passing the random alphanumeric 10 is because as I want to provide the unique string to the each ID that we upload in the Firestore database, because if we provide the unique ID to the each user, then we can track like which user has booked that service. Now after this we need to write a map, and here we'll pass a map which is simply string and dynamic. Now if you are the old viewer and you know you haven't made any of the apps before on this channel, then you will think that why I've wrote a map here. So map is something that is a combination of key and value pairs. So here the key is string and the value is dynamic. Now in the key I will simply pass a string. So I will pass something in the double inverted comma, and in the dynamic I can pass anything like a number, or you can say a string, a boolean character. So it is a dynamic character. Now, if you haven't followed my old series like barber app, chat app, e-commerce app, food delivery app, I think so I have made 10 to 12 as before on this channel. You can simply follow them. I will paste that complete playlist link in the description box. You can follow that series. I'm sure that by following that series, you can get to know lots of things regarding the Flutter and Firebase. Now, after this, I will write my map name, which will be simply user info map. Now here I will write a combination of key value pair that I have just told you now. So first I'm going to write email. So I will write email. Now here we'll write email controller dot text, and we'll simply get a text that the user enter on this text field by using dot text. Now after this we'll write an ID, the unique ID that we have provided to the user, and the name. Yeah, so we'll write name controller dot text, something like this. Now after this, here once we have wrote this command, I need to upload the data to the Firestore database. Now to upload the data to the Firestore database, we need to write some command. So here let's move to the leaf folder, and I will simply create a new folder named services, and in the services folder I will simply create a new file name which will be database.dart. And in this dart file, now I'm going to add all the command that will help us to upload the data to the Firestore database, not only to upload, to read, to update, to delete. So there will be a lots of function that we need to study in this service provider app. Now here I will simply create a class name which will be database methods. Yeah, now after this, once we have created this class name database methods, I will simply write here future. Now we'll need to write a function name which will be add user detail. Now here we'll again pass a map. Now you know the use of map, why we are passing the map, and then we'll name our map which is simply user info map, and here I need to pass a string ID which is a unique ID. Now we need to pass an async over here, so we'll write async. Now we'll write await firebase firestore dot instance dot collection, and here I will simply pass the collection name which will be users. So we'll write users dot doc, and we'll simply pass a unique ID which is doc ID dot set, and we'll use a set method to upload the map. So we'll write user info map. Now let's move to the Firestore database, and let me show you how this command will help us to create the users collection. So here is Firebase. Now let's move to the Firestore database, and here it's loading. So wait for a few seconds. Now here you can see the collection. Now in this collection, you will see that here it's going to show the users collection that we have passed over here. So it will simply create a users collection, the doc ID, which is a unique ID we are giving. So here you will see a unique ID and the user info map. So the user info map is this map that we are going to pass, and it will show over here in the field section. You can say that. Now after this, let me have some sip of water. Yeah, now it's done because my throat was completely dry. Now after this, we'll write await database methods dot, and we'll write add user details, and we'll simply pass a map name which is user info map and the ID. Now after the data has been uploaded to the Firestore database, we need to pass some command to the user, like their sign up is done and they can now move to the home page of the app. Now to handle this case, I will pass a snack bar. Now to write a snack bar, I will write scaffold messenger dot of context dot show snack bar. Now you will see that we are going to use off context many times in this app. Now the off context is something that simply suggests that where you are currently present. So you are present in the sign up page. So the snack bar will be shown in the sign up page. So this off context will help you to give your current location, something like a Google map. This is not a Google map, but I'm comparing like a Google map to give the app like the current location where you are currently now. So I'm in the sign up page. So the snack bar will be shown in the sign up page. Now after this is done, I will simply write a snack bar. Now after this, I need to write a content. Now in the content, I will simply pass a text widget because I'm going to show the text which is registered successfully. So we'll write successfully. Yeah, so here it is done. Now we need to pass a style. What we need to, if you want, you can pass a text style and can give your styling according to your wish. Now we can pass a font size up to 20.0 and font weight will be simply like bold. So we'll write font weight dot bold. Yeah. Now after we have passed this scaffold messenger, we need to pass a semicolon over here. Now we can simply pass a background color to this snack bar, which will be simply colors dot green because it is a happy message, like a green signal is being shown that you have registered successfully. So I have used a green. I will use a red signal also, so that will be shown when the user face any errors. Now after this, we'll write a catch. Now here I need to catch an error. So here I will do one thing. I will simply pass dot on. I think so over here. Like we'll pass Firebase. Wait a second. Let me see where we need to pass. Yeah, I think so here. Firebase auth exception, and here we need to check the error through the catch and we'll simply catch the error. So here thing. Now we'll pass if e dot code is equals to weak password. We'll write weak password. Yeah, something like this. Now after this, we need to copy this scaffold messenger and we'll copy and we'll paste it over here. Now after this, here it shows that the thing in the not in a correct form, so it is a red signal. So we'll simply pass a red signal over here. It's just like I'm trying to make something unique. Now we'll pass password provided is too weak, so the user need to change their password. So we'll write password provided is too weak. Yeah. After this, here I will do one thing, like we need to pass else if case also. So we'll pass that else if, and we'll also check one case like what? Email already in use. So we'll write email already in use and we'll check that if the email that the user entered is already in use. If it will be true, then we'll show a snack bar also in a red signal that account already exists. Yes, yeah. So there is the thing that we need to pass. So first one is registration case, and here we have wrote a complete registration function, and you can see that to write a registration function, it is very easy. Now once we authenticate in the app and we have got a snack bar that we have registered successfully, we need to navigate the user to the home page. Now to help this navigation, we'll write navigator dot push and we'll simply push the user, not paste. We'll push the user to the material page route. Now we'll move the user to the bottom name. So we'll write simply bottom name, something like this. So once the user registers successfully, we can directly push the user to the bottom name page. Now after this, let's call this function in this text field, not in the text field for this arrow button, but in this text field, let's pass the controller so that I can handle the text that the user enter over here. So we'll write controller, the name controller, the controller, email controller, the controller, and again password controller, something like this. Now after this, here I need to wrap up our arrow with a gesture detector. Now in the gesture detector, we'll pass on tap, and once the user tap to this arrow, we'll directly pass the function. So here I will simply write that if the password entered by the user is not equals to space, and same for the email, so you write email controller dot text, it should not be equals to space, and we'll write for the name controller dot text should not be equals to space, something like this. Now after this I will do one thing, we'll pass a set state. So the reason for passing the set state, because you know that in the top we have wrote a strings, so we need to store a that text in the strings. So we'll write email controller dot text dot trim. Now the reason for passing dot trim is because, for an example, if there will be any space written in the email, then we can simply trim that space. So do not forget to pass a trim, otherwise so the space is also count as a character. You know that, I think so. If you have code like C++, Java, then you know that space is also count as a character or something. So the space will count as a character, so dot trim will simply remove that space. Now we'll write password equals to password controller dot text dot trim again. Now after this we need to pass what? We need to pass a registration function. So write a registration function. Yeah. So if all the thing is okay, we'll simply pass a registration function. Now this is a green signal. Now we need to show a red signal also, because there should be a balance between a green signal and red signal. Now once the user have missed any of this, will show a red signal that please fill the complete details. So here we'll use a snack bar to show the red signal. So we'll paste it over here, something like this, and we'll write colors dot red, and we'll simply pass the red signal that please fill complete details. Yeah, something like this. So here it is done, and we have wrote a complete sign up function. Now we can simply hot restart the app, and here it is. Now I'll enter my name, which is Shivam. Why it is coming? We'll write Shivam Gupta. Yeah. Now my email. So let's pass some random email. And here we'll pass a password. Now you can see that password is not coming in the dotted form. Now to make it secure, we'll pass like of secure text to true. Now it will come the dotted form. Now after this, when I'll tap to this arrow, now wait for a few seconds, it will execute some function. No, it just take a few seconds, and it simply shows that a green signal registered successfully, and we have directly moved to the home page of the app. Now here let's move to the Firebase, and let me show you the authentication section. So this is the email that I have used and to authenticate in the app. Now let's move to the Firebase to database, and let me show you the collection. So here you can see the users collection. This is the specific doc ID. This is the doc ID and the name that I have passed. You have seen in the name field and the email that we have used. So our sign up page is working brilliantly, and we can successfully sign up in the app by just simple registration function. Now this is the thing that I have done from my part, and I have made a 10 to 12 apps before on this channel, and I have tried to complete each and every series that I start, and I will do same for this service provider app. And this is the first, I think so, a YouTube channel where we are going to make this lots of app, and we are going to complete that app, and it is totally free. You don't have to pay anything to see the course videos on this channel, and still then you are not subscribing to this channel. That's very painful. So please hit that subscribe button, because 80% of you are watching our videos but haven't hit that subscribe button yet. Subscribe button is also free. You don't need to pay anything. just hit that subscribe button, be the part of this Flutter family. So hit that subscribe button. I hope that you have hit that subscribe button. Now let's move with our login.dart file. Now after this, let's move to the login.dart file, and here we'll write a string. Now we need to pass an email and the password again. Now after this, we can simply pass a null string. So there will be a process same just like a sign up page. Just need to change 2-3 lines and you will get a login page for your app. Now after this, we'll move to the sign up page. I will show you how to copy and paste the command. Now I will copy this and we'll paste it over here. Now after this, we need to write a function name login, not login, let's skip user login. So we'll write user login. Now we can simply pass a sync. Now we'll pass again a try catch error. Now here in the catch, I'm going to catch an error like the user entered the email in the login page is not found. Then we'll simply pass that no user found for that email. So this is the first error that we are going to catch. The second error that we are going to catch is the wrong password. So we'll check that if the password entered by the user in the login page is wrong, then we'll simply pass a red signal, green signal, red signal. So we'll pass a red signal, wrong password provided by the user. Now we need to first try, then catch. So first we'll pass await Firebase auth dot instance dot sign in with email and password. Sign it with email and password, and here we need to pass the text again, and after this we need to simply do one thing, like once the user log in, we can directly push the user to the home page. So we'll write navigator dot push material page root, and we'll route the user to the bottom name. So we'll write bottom name, something like this. We'll call bottom name. Yeah. Now after this, we need to catch an error. So we'll write on Firebase auth exception, and we'll simply catch the error, and here we'll pass like, so if e dot code is equals to, and we'll check that if the user not found, so we'll write, we show the red signal. So what's our red signal says? It simply says that no user found for that email. So here we'll simply pass no user found for that email, something like this. Now after this, here we'll simply write else if, and here we'll pass that e dot code is equals to, and we'll simply check that if the user entered the wrong password, then we'll simply pass a wrong password, and here we'll again show one more red signal, which will be like wrong password provided by user. Now here we have wrote a complete user login function. Now after this, let's call this function, but before that let's pass the controller to handle the text field. So we'll simply pass a controller, which will be email controller, and same for the password controller. So we'll write controller, and the password controller. Now after this, when the user will tap to this arrow button, we need to simply pass some function. So we'll write gesture detector, and in the on tap method here in the sign up page, I will move and will copy some functions. So we'll copy this if else case and will simply paste it over here. Now after this, let's remove this name because there is no name text field, and here we'll pass user login. So here it is done. Now let's test our user login. I'm in the login page. Now let's simply hot restart the app. So first I'm going to create an account through the sign up page, and I will use the same ID to log in the app. Now here I will use a name which is Ayush. So you'll write Ayush Gupta. Yeah. Now we need to pass ayush234@gmail.com. Now we need to also pass a password, and we'll simply sign up in the app. So here we have successfully signed up. Now I will use this same ID to log in. Now I'll move to the login page. We'll write ayush@gmail.com and the same password. So again, the password you can pass in the secure form by simply using op secure text to true, something like this. Now when I'll tap to this arrow button, so here it is done, and we have successfully signed up with this same email and in the sign up and login page. So it is working brilliantly, and today you have learned how to authenticate in the app by using email authentication and how to add a backend for our sign up and login page. So this is it from this video, and here on the next part I'm going to add a shared preference. Now you might think that what is shared preference, but the data we have uploaded to the Firestore database is the data we have uploaded in the server, but we need to also save the data locally in our phone device to handle the name, email and everything. Now in the next video I will tell you how to save the data locally in your device by using the shared preference, and we are also going to add a backend for our home page. And I'm thinking that let's make one more side of this app, which is a service provider app. Service provider side, you can say that, where the service provider can simply log in and they can enter their details like what the service they are providing, their name, their image, their charges, etc. Now there will be a two side on this app. So first one will be a customer side and second will be a service provider side. So customer can handle the service and can book the service from the customer side, and service provider can track their orders and can simply get their payments and everything in the service provider side. So this is the two-way, or you can say a two-part app that we are going to make. So there will be some more awesome videos coming on this channel. So do not forget to hit that subscribe button and be the part of this Flutter family. And I am waiting to complete the like aim of 1K likes. So let's achieve that 1K likes aim. So as soon as you complete the 1K like aim, I'm going to bring this video as soon as possible. So until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.